Mr. Carlich, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Thanks for meeting with me today. How's your weekend?
It was great. It was
Good,
good.
good. Weather's beautiful, a little chilly outside, but that's good. Just wanted to, call and pick your brain a little bit. Going to assess your needs for your company. Um, I've done a little bit of research on Heidelberg. They've been around a while. It's family owned. Um, I just had one quick question, or actually quite a few questions. Your company is ever growing and acquiring new brands and customers at a high frequency. Uh, what do you feel or think is the biggest factor in your company's growth in the past few years?
Um, our growth is acquiring new brands because we're like the number three company in the state of Kentucky. So we are the company that kind of, picks up the new brands, and when a brand feels that it's not being represented well in the two larger companies, they come to us. Um, this COVID has also increased drinking in our society. One thing we always say about the alcohol business: good times are bad, everyone's drinking.
Fair
So
enough. Yeah, that is a very true thing. Now, in regard to the growth, do you feel like it's going to persist? And if so, what factors do you think will increase to that
in the last 2 years, we've been growing at 20%. We have certain brands like Smirnoff, Seagram's, which are sweeter brands,
growth?
that are in the last year have grown at 60%
Oh, wow.
increases, which about 4 or 5 years ago, that end of the market was declining. But now they have done a turnaround completely to the point where there are shortages of product. But we are anticipating, we were a little bit less aggressive for 2021. We're anticipating an 8% increase overall wine, spirits, and beer.
Fairly large increases. That's good. Now, kind of shifting to you personally, um, what exactly do your responsibilities consist of on just a daily basis?
I'm a district manager for the northern part of the state. I currently have 10 sales professionals, 2 merchandisers, a sales trainee, and a reset department under me. I manage those with another district manager. We manage them together. Um, we are in charge of increasing sales. So, I've got all these people direct responsibility. Right now, we're a $50 million company, and my part of the state is about 40% of that. So,
Fair enough. Now, I know sales dives right into the amount of inventory you have. Now, regarding your inventory management, is there anything that you would change or upgrade about how it is currently implemented or ran?
um, the hardest thing right now about inventory is out of stocks. So, with this COVID, part of that problem is shortages on glassware, things like that. But the main thing in normal times and COVID times is forecasting. Forecasting is imperative to keep your inventory at the right levels. And as a large company, we do not want to have a surplus of inventory because we're using up our capital, but then we also do not want to be out of stock. So it's a fine line. So if I could say something on inventory would have to be to work better on forecasting and to have something you can forecast, almost weekly, change forecasting, something simple to do that. And it's
Yeah, just alter it on a weekly basis.
right,
Okay,
right.
fair enough. Now, with your current system, obviously with the forecasting, is there any difficulties that you've experienced with the current system other than, say, that forecasting?
There's a lot of things go into inventory. I mean, like right now, there's a shortage of truck drivers. Not sure why. They give you all kinds of reasons. Saying because they don't want to travel, state to state to state. We don't know.
Yeah.
But we went from being able to get product out of California in 3 to 4 weeks. We're now able to get product out of there 6 to 8. So that changes our entire forecasting problem too, to where you got to forecast out further.
Now, would you say that operating this system for employees is pretty streamlined, or is it, do they have some issues with it, or is it currently operating efficiently?
It's operating at the best it can right now. You know, we've got a pretty good team that does our purchasing, but there's always can be room for improvement. And it's something that always need to be, you know, worked on constantly.
Now, if you weren't to have an inventory system, how do you think that would affect your company's business?
Like it would be devastating, because I remember when we were, you know, we're a $50 million company now, and when I started this company, we were a $4 million company, and I remember the purchasing team was one guy with a clipboard and walked around the warehouse and went, "Oh, that's getting kind of low. We probably need to order that."
Yeah.
You know, so as you know, those days are gone. You know, but it would be devastating.
Now, what parts do you feel of your current system could be improved or upgraded? I know you mentioned the forecasting. Are there any others that you could think of at the moment?
Tracking loads. I mean, we've got a couple suppliers that will tell you exactly when they'll be there, and it's not exactly be there within a day or so. And then we got some suppliers that will just show up.
Yeah.
You know, and
just unannounced.
Yeah, and you you put it in order, they give you a forecast, say, yeah, it should be around the 20th of this month, and there could be a 2 or 3 week swing on either one of those. So
now, if you could explain to me the most important part of how your inventory system affects your sales, what would that part be? Very most important.
So my salespeople are 100% commission. So their livelihood depends on inventory. So when we have mass shortages, that affects them. It also affects me because most, I'm 30% bonus, salary. So when we have out of stocks and we can't make those numbers, it affects my bonus, which is 30% of my salary.
Now, do you think acquiring a new and updated inventory system could help drive your sales into a positive direction?
If it worked better than the one we have now, which there's always room for improvement.
I like that answer. How do you feel if your inventory system required less employee labor and was more of a direct and user-friendly application?
That would be great, because the more people you got involved, the more people entering data, things like that, there's more of a chance of having errors. So the more human input, I hate to say that, could be more of an error.
Gotcha. Now, do you feel that, do you think that your current system is sufficient enough for your operations currently?
It's better than it was, so it's constantly getting better. Is there room for improvement? Absolutely.
Okay. Now, based on our conversation, would it be accurate to say that an upgrading the system would benefit Heidelberg and its overall operation?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And what aspects of your operation could be improved with a new system if it was implemented?
Well, definitely, we talked about, forecasting is huge, but a simpler way to forecast. Not right now, we're depending on the sales professional to let us know. Let's say, she picks up a new account with top line. And so she immediately puts in, hey, they're going to use 2 to 3, 6 barrels of this a month. So our forecasters change that, but that's kind of like a guesstimate. But then you also have to rely on that salesperson to give you that information, which is not very reliable. Yeah. So if there was a system that showed that could, see an uptick in sales and automatically adjust itself, that would be phenomenal.
Good. I like that feedback. Now, if I were to demonstrate this new system that we have, this proprietary system, and its features to you, would that be a point of interest to you in Heidelberg?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, a lot of times they do. Our company we got 11 divisions, so we are actually the 9th smallest. When it began 4 or 5 years ago, we were the smallest, but we've increased. So a lot of times they let us, be kind of like the guinea pig of certain things. But yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. I mean, potential if it worked, we could implement that in 11 divisions.
That would be great. Well, that's all I have for today. I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to speak with me and allow me to assess your needs for my inventory management system.
Hey, keep me up to date. I mean, if it's something, I'd love to hear about it. So anything that can improve our business, I'd love to take it to my bosses.
Yes, sir. Will do. I appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you.